Hello, in this video we're going to talk you through how we work out our variable early repayment charges, also referred to as ERCs. As you know, a lifetime mortgage is designed to be repaid when the last surviving borrower dies or goes into long-term care. But if their circumstances change, they may want to repay some or all of the loan earlier. In some cases, they might need to pay an ERC, but this will never be more than 25% of the amount borrowed. The charge only applies for a set period. And the amount they pay depends on the balance of the loan, the amount of time that remains and market changes since they took out the lifetime mortgage. This video will help you understand when a variable ERC does and doesn't apply and how it's calculated. Firstly, it's important to remember that customers won't have to pay an ERC in certain circumstances. For example, in joint life situations, if the loan is repaid in the first 3 years after the first borrower dies or moves into long-term care, no ERC applies. Another example of where it does not apply is within the permitted limits for optional partial repayments on our interest roll-up mortgage. We've listed these circumstances here, and you can find more details about these in our ERC guides or the mortgage offer documents. So how do we calculate an early repayment charge? Firstly, we take the benchmark rate from the offer of loan. We then compare this to the FOOTSEE Actuaries UK Gilts 15-year yield index, also known as the index, to see if an ERC is payable. The index shows how interest rates on long-term government borrowing have moved. Like interest rates, the index can go up or down over time. On the day the customers choose to repay their lifetime mortgage, if the index is equal to or higher than the benchmark rate, then they won't need to make an ERC. If the index is lower than the benchmark rate, then an ERC is payable. Once we've established an ERC is payable, the first step is to work out the difference between the benchmark rate and the index. Next, we take the balance on the lifetime mortgage, which includes the interest added to the loan plus any applicable fees. We then need to identify the remaining time in which the customers need to pay an ERC. This will be either the remaining years until the youngest borrower's 88th birthday or, if the youngest borrower is 79 or older at the date of their offer, the remaining years until the customer's 10th birthday from the offer date. Now we multiply the three pieces of information. In this example, a customer took out a lifetime mortgage for £50,000 and 10 years later wants to repay the loan. The youngest borrower at the time the loan started was 70 and the benchmark rate was 3.3%. The balance is £81,444. That's based on a loan amount of £50,000 plus the compound interest charged at 5% of £31,444. The remaining term for the ERC is 8 years. This is because the youngest borrower was 70 at the outset, and they're now aged 80, so the ERC applies until age 88. And the difference between the benchmark rate and the index is 0.72%. By multiplying the three pieces of information together, we can calculate the ERC as £4,691, plus a closing administration fee of £85. Remember, customers will never have to pay more than 25% of the amount borrowed as an ERC. If you would like more information, please refer to the ERC guides under key documents on our website.